Mad Max is probably one of the most consistent franchises in Hollywood, as there has not been a bad film in the series. All five films have something good in them and are good to watch, even Thunderdome. However, Furiosa box office would probably indicate that we're not going to get Mad Max The Wasteland. And Furiosa, though, was a well done film. Chris Hemsworth, you can do more than Thor. I apologize for everything I said about you. About your acting, that is. I don't know you as a human, but you can do more than Thor. Good for you. Furiosa had two major problems. No Max, and it was so depressing. It was like a film that goes out of its way to make you feel bad. So, here's my pitch for Mad Max The Wasteland. This will not be a prequel. It's going to be a sequel that happens a little while after Fury Road. One thing I'm going to retcon is Max doesn't leave the Citadel right away. He tries to stay there and work for Furiosa, who's now Emperor Furiosa of the Citadel. And the Dag is the keeper of the seeds, taking care of the green place. I mean, the Citadel green place. The other wives, Toast, Capable, and Cheeto, are off taking care of Gas Town and Bullet Farm. And they just DEI and everything. And it looks really good. It's organized and all that crap. Max tries, but he can't function in society because whereas all these others were born in some sort of civilization, Max was not. Because Max reveals to Furiosa that his name is not Max. He doesn't have a name. Max was the name of a man that saved him as a child. Someone that he looked up to and wanted to be because he thought he was a hero. But after not Max failed to save Hope and Glory in the fan film, I did my research for this one, he didn't think he was capable of being Max. And though helping Furiosa and the wives at Fury Road helped him redeem himself, he just can't function in society. He is a wastelander through and through. So he leaves and drives out into the wasteland. And he kind of becomes something of a Tom Joe to the wasteland. And we see him, take out buzzards and rockers and all that stuff. And one thing about the Mad Max films I want to inculcate, because they're in Australia, is the wildlife. And I know that most everything's died from water shortage and nuclear war, but Australia's home to animals that can handle that. Max comes across a taipan. If you don't know what taipan is, it's a incredibly venomous snake that pretty much bites you and you die. Max gets bit by it and almost dies, passes out, and he wakes up in this, for the wasteland, utopian society where he's chained up, and the fact he survived shows how strong he is. He's chained up and he's put in this arena that's Thunderdome, but way bigger. Big enough you can have a semi driving around it there. And it's like the Daytona 500 inside a Thunderdome. And he's under the new warlord Nitrous, who everyone in this civilization has all they need, but they're slaves that bend to his whim. And Max is forced to fight, and he's originally forced as kind of a, jobber for other guys in this gladiator arena who get bonus prizes for winning. But Max dominates. He becomes a Michael Jordan of the Thunderdome, or the not Thunderdome. So Nitrous is so impressed by Max that he takes notice of him and keeps him as one of his top gladiators. One of the other guys working for the gladiators is another man who was found left for dead. Shouldn't be alive, but he is. However, he was so beaten and mangled after his ordeal that left him for dead that he can't really fight, even though he's a great mechanic, driver, and sharpshooter. And all he wants to do is escape this new utopian society because he's got places to be and wants to assassinate Nitrous or just escape one way or another. He's got another agenda. And he kind of becomes sort of Max's, manager between fights, helps him, stitches him up when he's hurt, tends to his wounds, and he kind of forms sort of a friendship with Max just a little bit. Meanwhile, Max has got this nitrous guy that says, if you make it all the way to the end of my gladiator thing, be my top competitor, I will make you a stud. You can rule the kingdom, you'll be free, you can stay here and help me rule everything with an iron fist. Which, Max kind of fits here because he is born in the wasteland. He's a savage. He doesn't know how to function in society. The problem is, no matter how big the cage is, a wild animal needs to be in the wild. And Max does not side with this guy, which sets this guy off. And he wants to take on Max one-on-one. And Nitrous, by the way, is like 7 feet tall. He's Immortan Joe, Dementus, and Lord Humongous rolled into one. He's a big, bad, gnarly dude. And, of course, now, if he loses, that's going to basically give Max the ability to take over or escape. Nitrous has it rigged so that not only does Max have to beat him, he's got to beat him in a road war. Because, again, this is like Daytona. So they've got trucks, semis. It's going to be a whole action sequence only befitting of Mad Max. It's going to be Death Race meets Thunderdome. So Max and this other dude that's kind of his like manager team up and insert George Miller Fury Road action sequence. Max and this dude defeat Nitrous. They take out the gladiator competition or whatever and let the people free themselves and have this land. So we got a Max-centric story. And I'm even going to throw in a happy ending. The guy that was helping Max all along, when the dust settles, he and Max are like, this guy tells him, I got somewhere to be. And Max is like, yeah, I don't really know much about you. They said they found you dead. And he's like, well, years ago, I was a driver transporting water for bullets and gas. And I met somebody and we were going to escape off this, what she called the green place. But we were caught. I'm sure she was killed because I was beaten, dragged around with motorcycles, mauled by dogs. And as he's telling him this, Max is like, what was her name? So no dialogue from this point. It's revealed that the dude helped Max is Praetorian Jack. Max takes Jack back to the Citadel where Jack and Furiosa are reunited. And Max is kind of like, this guy. And, she and Jack do their little stupid forehead thing. And then Max is like, all right, yeah, good for you two. Then he loads up another Inceptor with all supplies he needs and drives off into the wasteland. Because he is not simply from the wasteland, he is the wasteland. He is now officially the road warrior in honor of the man that saved him all those years ago. The man that saved him, of course, was Mel Gibson. Tom Hardy is a different Mad Max. So, there's my pitch for Mad Max, The Wasteland.